5.
We got 5.
They have tried, but they can't get rid of us.
We're like a cockroach. You cut
Absolutely.
your head off and it still stays alive.
Of course, and we're here tonight to talk all things Warrnambool District League football and netball, but it's not possible with our fantastic sponsors. Thank you to Nutrien Ag Solutions, the Vet Group, Gleesons Real Estate and Roma Britnell MP. And as every week, I'm joined here by the great Paul Walker. Thanks for joining me, Paul.
Thanks for having me again, Millsy. I can't believe it's 5. We've got 5.
There's been some questionable interviews.
But we seem to get another gig, so we must be doing an okay job.
The guests keep saying yes, so we must be doing something right.
Now, have you had a no yet? I don't think I've had a no.
We haven't had a no, which leads me to our guest list tonight.
Who have we got tonight, mate?
We have League President Kylie Murphy.
Nice.
We have Russell's Creek coach Dylan Herbertson. We have our double centurion, the man who's kicked back-to-back hundreds, Robbie Hare.
Or Batman, as I like to call him.
Batman. One bit of commentary for you have prided yourself
I
on.
have.
And outgoing old Collegians coach Andrew Sloane. Caught up with our man Isaac Frusher earlier in the week.
And is that a special guest appearance from Isaac Frusher?
Everything Frush does for us is special.
Special, yes. He was very good in the van.
But most importantly, after the football and netball has been discussed, we have the post-game speech. Now, I found after my last turn, I got a few extra helpers at the football.
Did you really?
Tonight is your turn, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with.
So I've thought long and hard about my post-game speech. There was a couple of options, but I went with one that really, really does my head in. So, who knows what's going to happen? I hope it's taken the way it's meant to. It's not necessarily football, but
that is very exciting.
Stay tuned.
They have been sport-related.
They have been sport-related.
I like that you're branching
I
out.
suppose this one could technically be classed as a sport-related.
Well, we're going to have to build suspense for that one, because right now we're going to recap Saturday's game that you did with Isaac Frusher.
It was a game that if Collegians win, they're in. Simple as that.
Yep.
It was a pretty entertaining game of football for the first quarter. We see on the screen Jack Hunt kicking the first there for Pam Muir. It was a great shot on goal. So it was an evenly poised game of football. Joe McKinnon had 3, probably should have had 4 by quarter time as well. So entertaining first quarter. They both kicked four goals each, and Joe just going through his routine. But we were on Hare Watch a few weeks ago on how many goals he kicked, but he had 7 to 2 minutes into the second half and brought himself off the ground. But they've got some really good young juniors coming through Collegians. It's going to be a test during the final series because of who they're going to have to come up against, and coming from 5th. They're just going to keep coming with age, with development. And Pam Muir didn't give up the ghost all day. They kept coming at him, and the old blokes like Paddy Marnie and Sam Marnie and Mead, and I liked the looks of Toby Getty. He looked really, really clever. But they also flicked young Darcy Burke back and young Laley, and that was just before quarter time, and he kicked the goal, took the mark, and then give him all the spray. But right on the quarter time, before Benny got a hold of him, he brought him in and really give him rounds of the kitchen. And then they put the foot to the ground in the second quarter. And as I said, he had 3 to quarter time, kicked another 3, and he just didn't look right. And went in there at half time, and he was okay. He was up and about, but there was a big hit early in the second quarter, and he got his mark, and he went off. So, the game was all over. So they just put him on ice.
And we love seeing the big man absolutely dominating. How do you think they're going to fare come finals time?
I think they're going to be thereabouts. They're not going to be easy beats. As opposed to last year, like Dennington snuck in last year, and they only won 6 games. If they win Saturday against Timboon Collegians down at Timboon, squared ledger. They're 9-9, so they haven't just snuck in. They've got in.
They've beaten Allinsford.
And they've beaten Allinsford, who have only lost one other game, and that was to the top of the table, Merivale. So, like young blokes like Cleaver, and this is McKinnon's. So 6 minutes into the third term, kicks his 7th, and then he comes straight off after that. So you can sort of see him there running. He's a bit ginger, so he might have a bit of a leg strain, but I would imagine that he may not play this week, just to give him another rest. His hands were really good. Like, you wouldn't have thought he'd missed a few games, and as you can see there, he's got a bit of ice on his groin, upper high thigh. But when he came off, I was really impressed how they didn't lose. They were still the forward line was still able to function without McKinnon there. The likes of Cleaver came to the fore. Young Bo Williams, and he's still an under 18. He played really well. Cleaver kicked probably 3. So yeah, like it was just a really good, solid team effort. They knew what they needed to do. They win. They were in. They were still umming and ahhing about it, but I've got some information late after we go through the ladder and that sort of stuff. But
well, that probably brings us to the big 3. And when I say the big 3, I mean the big 3 awards for the day.
Yep.
Of course, it's probably the hardest job sitting in the van, apart from pretending we know what's going on and we're not just making it up. Well, we've got our Kerman's Hamburgers Player of the Day.
I probably should have actually kept my notes from that Saturday.
Oh,
it's still on my board, but I think Jacob Brooks was best player on the ground.
Yep.
And young Parsons kicked an inside out
we did see that early in the
barrel. It was a fantastic kick.
Early in the piece there, we saw young Josh Parsons.
Josh Parsons, and I think Petherick was mark of the. Yeah, well, Matthew Petherick took a hanger. Yep. There was a couple of almost ones.
Very
close.
So a lot of debate each week over those award winners.
But I reckon if Cooper Day had got his away last week against Merivale, it would have been mark of the year. Would have beaten Petherick's down at Calora too. So so it was a good game, entertaining. Collegians are there. They go in there and give it their all, and who knows what happens.
And of course, the innovation of the game day broadcast saw Isaac Frusher catch up with Jacob Brooks after the game.
Frush, who have you got down there for us, champ?
I've got the captain and I've got the assistant coach of Old Collegians, Jack Dowell, and Jacob Brooks. Boys, let's talk through it. How good was that?
We probably missed a few in the first half, but we really got on top in the second half and, pulled them away. Good.
Yeah, no, it's a good game, Frush. If you're happy, we're happy, I reckon.
Jacob Brooks, he's a man of a few words there, but that's all right.
Ask him why he got dropped, Frush.
The boys in the commentary van want to know why Frush got dropped, and that's a terrible question to ask when there's a whole group looking at me right here. But on a serious note, boys, it's looking like this team's going to play finals footy. How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's really good for the group. Don't really know, but push up probably could tell you that coming from the bottom the last few years, really working towards finals, so that's something we've been aiming for, so it's exciting.
All right, well, it's a credit. And Jacob, I will put you on the pressure here. I heard that it was one of the best halftime speeches from a captain that the group has heard. Is this true, Push?
Nah, false news, Frush.
Right, well...
I've got a question, Frush. Why do they call him Push?
Well, the reason they call him Push was because we're in Melbourne one time and he just dropped down and did 100 push-ups.
So can he do some on game day for us now?
He's not going to do any on game day.
Yeah. Good.
It's a credit to Collegians and well done, boys, and all the best. Well done. Fizz, get a picture of all of them there. It looks good.
Look at them there, the lads.
Can you hear me, Frush?
Yeah, I got you, mate.
Well, you said he was a man of many words, and he was about to talk, and then you
took the mic away
from him, and it was more about you.
Yeah,
that's all right. What else do you want?
Well, we love his work, even though when our producer, Liam Fitzgerald, throws him under the bus.
Yes, he did a really good job doing the interview with Andrew Sloane at halftime, and then obviously the interview at the end of the game. And as I said on the broadcast, I know Jacob Brooks really well, and he's a man of many words. But when he gets talking, you got to let him talk. But Frush just wanted. It was all about Frush time. Life's a whole lot better when you have Frush time.
No, it
But
was a
that's what it was.
fantastic bit of journaling from Isaac to get out there and interview a cousin and brother-in-law.
Yes. No, he's and Jake Dow's been a handy inclusion, as has Nick Coleman. I was very impressed with another one that they got from Karamat, Nick Frith. He's a big body type. Would I be shocked if they won a final? No, I don't reckon I would be. I think they would probably deserve. They've beaten the second best team in the comp, so who's to say they can't beat the fourth best team?
Well, absolutely. That's almost the perfect segue. I think we'll go in through and have a look at the ladder.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we looked through, like obviously Merivale have stitched up top spot, and they may look to rest some players this week. They do have South Rovers, but I'm not sure. Like rest them this week. Some of them may. If they rest anyone this week, they'll have 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
they get the week off at the first week of the finals. So who knows? Whatever they do, they might. Sobs might say, "Hey boys, let's play right-footed or left-footed today." You don't know. Like they're going to get the job done against the. Going to get the job done against South Rovers. Allansford and Creek were spoken about early. Now Naranda, they play Panmure. They're a mathematical chance to finish third, but very, very unlikely. They've got to make up 53%, which is impossible. They've just left their run too late, and as I said, Collegians play Timburn away. It's their first finals appearance for a long time. Even if they lose, they still make it, unless, and this is where Timburn are a mathematical chance, they've got to make up 39%. That's the equivalent of Timburn kicking 590 points to 1. So there is...
That is some fantastic mathematics.
Some chance that they can make it up, but when they've only kicked 800 for the year, I'm pretty comfortable that's
of
happen.
course, then rounded out by the
out.
bottom three, who we saw some really good passages of play on the weekend there from Panmure. They've still got those older bodies and a few young kids coming through.
Their older bodies, their older players are still bloody good players, and the young kids are coming along. They're just the stuff in the middle is just not there. So it's unfortunate for Panmure. They've been a strong club. Obviously, the bottom two sides are Dennington and South Rovers are both looking for new coaches next season. Both Luke Canar at Rovers and Lee Anderson at Dennington have both said that they won't be reapplying for next year. So. Yeah.
Which it starts now. The bit of silly season and the merry-go-round.
The coach merry-go-rounds will start. Obviously, South Rovers are starting a long way back.
Very, very great depth, I should say, in their juniors. Junior program is flying.
Yeah, they have, but it's just where the juniors go after that.
Yeah.
So they've got to find a way to stop them from not playing football or leaving the club and going elsewhere.
Well, we're talking about coaches. We might talk to one.
Excellent.
We've got Russells Creek senior coach Dylan Herbertson joining us this evening. Welcome aboard, Dylan.
No worries, fellas.
Good to have you, mate. Big win on the weekend, mate. Pretty much locked away third spot in the double chance.
Yeah, it was a good win. Very good team effort from the weekend, and hopefully that does secure us that third spot on the ladder.
It's going to take a monumental effort from Naranda to get you.
Team effort's definitely right. 13 goals between two midfielders there, Andy McNeil and Logan McLeod. Just getting the job done out of the midfield.
They were pretty happy to get on the end of a few. So especially
were they resting forward?
They were resting forward a little bit, but a lot of their goals did come from them running through the midfield. So
big game this week against Allansford. Boys must be excited for the challenge ahead of this week.
Yeah, definitely. It's shaping up to be a big match. It's probably a little bit of a dead rubber game, but you want to be playing good opposition coming into finals. So boys are pretty set for it and pretty excited to not only play this week and then have our eyes set on the finals campaign ahead of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Looking at the weather forecast, looking a little bit ahead, I see last week we had a beautiful day for football. Going to cut up a little bit rough, but what I'm excited for is I love the way your team just changes gears for the conditions. If you've got the wind, you know how to play. And then the day we saw at the Mac Oval early in the year where you couldn't tell who was who, it was mud. Your blokes, they're very well disciplined. We don't rush. They didn't just blaze away when they had that breeze. So you put a lot of hard work into those 3 or 4 different sort of game style scenarios, mate.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a good addition to the group. Obviously they've been together for 4 or 5 years now, so they all know how each other plays and the conditions and when we need to go and when we need to just steady the game. So it is a good asset to have.
Now, mate, you've had a tough run with injuries this year, with the likes of Burns, McNeil, Smith, Alberts, and Timmy Ryan all missing significant portions of the season. It must be good for the side to have them back in the team. Obviously, Kurt Smith didn't play. How are they tracking, fitness-wise?
Yeah, like you said, we haven't had a great run with injuries this year, and probably stand on from last year is our finals campaign that we got crucified with a couple of injuries to some big name players. So those boys are tracking well, and we're looking at probably going to have a full strength side for the first time pretty much all year, coming into the last game of the season. Them boys are getting Andy back and Burnsy and stuff like that after big stints away. It's just really settling the team again now, so it's good.
And how far is Kurt Smith away from playing?
No, Kurt's right to go this week. He was just away on a family holiday.
Give him one more, I would have thought, Dylan. Give him one more off, mate.
Obviously, still following along with the injuries, mate. You made the prelim last year, but Jiren and Tommy both missed through injury and illness. How are you managing the playing group workloads leading into the final series this year?
Obviously that was pretty disappointing for them boys last year to miss out on that final game. Well, the finals games that they missed out on. This year, like I said, we've had a lot of injuries again, and Tommy was crook for a week or 2 there not long ago, and Jiren was earlier in the season. So, if anything, we've probably ramped up our training load in the last 6 weeks. So not many people are getting much of a rest at the moment. So it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, and I think it speaks to the depth there as well, because your reserve side's absolutely flying as well.
They haven't lost a game yet, have they, this year? They haven't lost a game?
No.
Is it? Yeah.
I think they drew one game, but they haven't lost any games.
Good coach, Joel Barclay.
But the depth has been amazing this year. The boys have all stepped up. Sort of that next man in mentality has
one soldier
really
out, one soldier in. So,
what was that, sorry?
I said one soldier out, one soldier in type philosophy.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And we know how good Jaya Chatfield's been this season, but which is the next best junior coming along after Jaya? Like, Jaya's season's been pretty electric for a teenager. And I see you've moved him from forward to back to give him a bit more knowledge, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of a conversation that Jaya and I had at the start of the season was, let's change it up a bit and get you to a bit more familiar with playing defence, and because we know he can play forward, we know he can run through the middle, but just his decision making and his elite kicking, I just thought, why not try it? And it's been unbelievable really for us this season. Same as Caleb Templeton going to the other half back.
Yeah, okay.
But the next best junior, it's probably a couple. We've got probably Dryland Jenkins and Richie Glover. Two very good ones, and then Charlie Hoy. He's obviously played a lot of senior footy this year too.
Yeah, I think their names every game we've done. Their names that we've mentioned a lot.
They pop up.
They pop up and impact the big moments. They're not scared to. I think I can get there, which is crucial
put their head in the
Put their head
in the
over it.
right time, in the right spot.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're like they've all played a lot of senior footy now. I think Jyland has played every game this year bar on the weekend, and then half of last season as well as Charlie. So Charlie's never going to take a step back because there's not much up top with him. But yeah, he's just cranky. So
Cranky, no. Whose idea was it Saturday to play the brothers? Well, I think there was 5 sets of brothers in the team.
yeah, 5 sets of brothers. And then three brothers with the McLeod boys with Isaiah McLeod coming in for a late inclusion. It was, to be honest, they've
raised
probably
by
had a
the
lot
club?
of sets of brothers. What was that, sorry?
Was it raised by someone in the club, or was it just picked on form?
Yeah, it actually was Mark Ferlio. He we spoke about it. He just threw the idea there out when we spoke about it. But all season we've probably had four sets of brothers playing. So thought, why not make it a big weekend and really celebrate that club's family club orientated group that we are.
Yeah.
And speaking of family orientated, obviously this week out at Allensford Rec, we'll be playing for the Heart Kids Shield this week. So it's previously been Old Collegians and Allensford. This year it's going to be Allensford and Russell's Creek, which is almost forgot.
I was going to say, you nearly forgot there.
I think it will be a really good little initiative and just give a bit of something extra around the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been told much about how the day will go or anything like that, but anytime you can get a good game of footy going and 2 clubs together and raising some funds for a much needed cause is always a good thing to do.
Well, I can tell you there will be best on ground medals for players in each grade, and at the end of the day, the team that's won the most games out of the football and netball wins the Heart Kids Shield. So, which is just a nice little trophy to have on the wall, and just raises a bit of awareness. And let's be honest, everyone loves a bit of silverware.
That's it.
Even though it's blue and red shield.
Blue and red shield. No, it's
anyone will take that. It's good.
And obviously you barring a major catastrophe, which means you don't score a goal and Allensford kick the bejesus out of you and Naranda smash the hell out of Panmure, you'll play them again the week after in the qualifying final. So it'll be a good way to have a look at them, and I'm sure you'll be studying our video in depthly next week to pick up a few things. Yeah,
a few people have already asked me how what are we going to do this week? Are we going to rest a few before finals or go in full strength? And I think that's what we'll do. We'll go full strength, keep that continuity going between the group, and keep that form there, and whatever happens, happens.
That's it.
Well, exactly. I spoke to the great Adam Dowie Saturday night, and Allensford being in exactly the same position, his thoughts were winning form's good form. So you take your form in. So we can't wait. We love calling Russell's Creek games because of some of those young names you mentioned.
And then you've got Gyron and Phil Chatfield and Sam. Obviously, we didn't have Sam Alberts playing last time. I thoroughly enjoy watching Gyron and Phil play.
They're good to watch, and they're in some good form too.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, just take a game away in seconds.
Yeah, and they're freaks. Some of the things that they can do are just unbelievable. Like, they're just amazing footballers. So
they certainly are. I'm glad I don't have to play against them.
Well, Dylan, we look forward to seeing you Saturday out at the Allensford Rec Reserve. Just be warned though, I will be roaming again with the
microphone?
the microphone. But the Heart Kids t-shirt last year, I was told, did make me look like the red Teletubby. So if you see me coming...
that's good. That's good. I look forward to it.
Stick out like a beacon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time this evening, Dylan. All the best for Saturday in the finals.
No worries, guys. Much appreciated.
Now, Paul, there's been some huge names in District League football. Anthony Kelly, Tony Russell, Chris Fleming, but there's now one name that sits on top of them all. We're joined tonight by the only man to ever kick back-to-back centuries in the Warrnambool District Football League, Robbie Hare. Big hello, Robbie.
G'day, how you going?
Good, thanks, mate. Well done. Congratulations, Batman, on your second ton in a row. Huge achievement. So you must be very proud with your efforts. And obviously it's a team game as well.
Yeah, pretty proud. Pretty proud of the boys as well. So it's a team sport, and at the end of the day, we're after a flag. So it's only a little bit of reward early for the team, I guess, and a little bit of reward for me. So we'll put that beside us for now, and we'll enjoy it at the end of the year, and hopefully enjoy something bigger as well.
That's it.
Now, for mine, as an Allensford person and an avid watcher of District League football, I think the best thing I've seen, now, bags against the contenders and the top teams. You almost tore the game away from Merivale early last round. And then bringing the likes of Gristy and Rani Jamison into the game, they've been a breath of fresh air. And knowing that if you don't mark it, which is rare, mate, you're going to bring it to the ground for those smaller fellas.
Yeah, I think the difference between this year's one and last year's one is that support around me down forward. And our scoreline shows that most of the scores we score is over 100 points, so that's pretty pleasing, especially going into finals. So knowing that if I'm not scoring the goals, and there's 3 or 4 others that could pop up and kick up a couple as well.
We're just looking at the kick for the 100. What was going through your mind over the ball? Just your routine?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I was just hoping it went through. So, yeah, it was my first shot at it, and I got it straight away. So,
nice.
Quite happy to get it over and done with.
There was a few rumours floating around that you were going to feign a handball and just try and get the crowd up and about a bit, but I don't think anyone would ever fall for you feigning a handball, would they?
Not that early. You don't need Millsy. It's not that early. So.
Well, this bloke's obviously a defender, Millsy. He kicks 100 goals. He goes through his routine. He's pretty comfortable. Why in God's name wouldn't we handball it?
I was never in doubt that he would.
Me being an ex-full forward myself, Robbie, the thing that I'm really impressed in the games that we've done with you is I'll call it a pre-shot routine. Your pre-shot and goal routine doesn't change that much. Is that something you worked on over the length of your career?
Probably not so much the length. Probably the last couple of years, to be honest. We do a lot of training drills at Allensford that allows me to have shots at the end of them. So I'm getting plenty of the footy on a Tuesday and Thursday night. Yeah. Getting that routine down, but it's probably more natural now.
Because you look very comfortable over the ball. I
know I've screwed up the routine, so it's that last step that usually puts me out if I'm going to miss something.
Yeah, okay.
And we just saw at the end of the footage there, I don't think we quite grab it, but if Fitzy can do his homework, he might be able to dig the image out. There was a brilliant photo you shared, mate, of celebrating the moment with Bridie in your arms, your daughter Bridie. That was, to me, that was more special. She wasn't there last year for the ton. Yeah,
so she unfortunately missed last year's, and that's a moment I'll always remember. Jordan does a very good job of what he does, taking the photos, and he was lucky to get on the end of that moment for me. And it's a very special day. It's why we play footy.
And who would you in your team? And I'm throwing you under the bus here because you've got some really good distributors in your side. When you've got the ball, who makes you go, I'm just going here and I'm going to get it lace out? Who's the one player that your eyes light up when he gets the ball?
Tough question. It's a bit unfair, to be honest. But and I did have Coop Day on the weekend kick that one to me. Our skipper's a pretty good kick. Ruben Swan would be disappointed if I didn't mention him as well. So
Ruben would be filthy.
To be honest, the delivery of this year's been probably far better than previous years. So I've been pretty lucky with the delivery, and obviously the work up the ground has been really good as well, and it's allowed me to play my natural game.
Yeah, which is that deeper role. The entries I think last year were probably you had a lot more shallow entries. This year you're able to stay closer to home, and once you're in the goal square 1-on-1, well, good luck. That's Robbie's time.
That's it.
It's probably that comes down probably Cooper Day as well. He's come leaps and bounds this year. That centre half forward role, so I don't have to get up the ground as much. And I know 95% of the time he either mark the footy or he's going to collected on the ground as well and turn and go. So we're just lucky with the kids we've got coming through at the moment. They're all playing good footy, and it's the right time of year to be playing good footy as well.
The club have got to be buoyant the way you're looking rolling into these final series.
Yeah, we've got a lot of confidence going into the next month, but the one thing we're lacking at the moment is we're just not playing 4 quarters of footy. Especially in finals, if you've off 10-15%, that's probably a game right there. So hopefully this weekend we'll put 4 quarters together against Creek and then take that into the rest of the year.
Well, just on this weekend, Rob, lovely segue, by the way. You're almost an expert. We, of course, are playing for the Heart Kids Shield again this year, usually against Old Collegians.
Yep.
But this week it's going to be against Russell's Creek, and I know it's one that means a lot to the whole family clubland out there at Allensford.
Yeah, this one's a very special game. Doesn't matter who we're playing against or where anyone is on the ladder. This one's special. Obviously, Tim and Hannah and their family, we play for them. Being a dad myself, lucky we don't have to use these support networks and charities like this, but unfortunately, there's families that need it. So it's a good opportunity to, besides the game of football, to raise money for this charity, which is a really good charity. So anyone at the game on the weekend can donate. I'd like you to donate, please.
Yeah, no, well said, Robbie.
Absolutely, and I reckon it could be the only weekend where the Kerman's hamburger player of the day may be rivalled by the Heart Kids Foundation Best on Ground medal.
For sure. Hey, quick one for you, Robbie. And this is a really light-hearted one. I hate snapping around the corners. What's your take on snapping around the corner? I noticed there was one there at Merivale that you're within your rights to probably do it. What's your thoughts on it when you're going for goal?
I like to go back and have a drop punt, but I think the game's evolved a fair bit where there's these younger blokes like having a snap. If they're kicking them, I think it's all right, but yeah, I think that's my view on it.
Yeah, no. Well, it's like anything. If you put the work in and you're constantly practicing what you're doing, and you've you said earlier that you do a fair bit of work at training now, but you would have done a fair bit over the course of your junior career and now senior football. But unless you're doing the work and you can fall back on your muscle memory, there's no point just pulling it out willy-nilly because it looks cool.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, cool.
You don't want to miss the crucial ones.
No, that's right.
So.
That's right.
Absolutely, Robbie. Well, mate, it has been an honour and a pleasure to have you on tonight as the man, the only person to go back-to-back with the 100 goals. Thank you very much for your time. All the best this weekend and good luck for the rest of the finals, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Robbie. Have a good night, mate. How good's that?
It's fantastic. And from Robbie to hear about what it does mean to the club, this Heart Kids round means to the entire playing list.
I don't reckon I looked that good in that, but I might.
I reckon that does look very, very nice. Designed by Coach Tim Knoll there.
How good are they? They're actually, it's a great cause and a great initiative.
Absolutely. We were thrilled to be a part of it last year. I know Liam and I did the call last year.
Yep.
There was hundreds of people at the
Obviously
ground.
out there last year.
So we look forward to that. That's game day this weekend. After the break, we talk netball. Me and Isaac Frusher caught up with outgoing Old Collegians coach Andrew Sloane, and later Kylie Murphy will be in to discuss the finals venues with us, Paul.
It'll be a cracking final series this year.
Don't forget the post-game speech.
Whose turn is it this week?
It is all you, Mr. Walker.
Oh, Jesus, I better think of something.
We'll be back soon.
If it's time to add a little magic to your flooring and windows, our online catalogue is full of great ideas at great prices. There's magic in a Solomon's floor.
Yes, Grace, and there's magic in a Solomon's store.
At Nutrien Ag Solutions, we're here to help you go further. Further in innovation and technology. Further in advice and solutions. Go further for the community. In sustainability. And for the future of our industry. With Nutrien Ag Solutions, there's no limit to how far your business can go.
Matco Hire for all your hire needs. Portable en-suites, generators, toilets, and introducing Matco's new Genie 20-metre boom lift. Matco Hire. Everything you need in one location.
VG Cabinets is your specialist cabinetry team, servicing Warrnambool and surrounding areas. With over 20 years' experience, the team here can get your cabinetry needs sorted. Housing a CNC router to make sure all the cuts in the workshop are accurate for a perfect install on site. VG Cabinets cover all areas, including kitchens, vanities, laundries, flat packs, stone bench tops, and new homes and renovations. We offer free quotes on any job, so don't hesitate to call Lee on 0408 580 991.
You're not always guaranteed to see a whale when you visit Warrnambool, but you can always get a Kerman's. Kerman's Hamburgers, Warrnambool, Port Fairy and Geelong.
If you're buying or selling a home, Gleeson Real Estate are here to help. The hard-working team at Gleeson are happy to support you right through the buying and selling process. Gleeson Real Estate, friendly faces, expert local knowledge.
Welcome back to the Selectors. It's all thanks to our sponsors, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Gleesons Real Estate, Roma Britnell and the Vet Group.
They're an amazing part of our community, those sponsors, and we wouldn't be here tonight, Nick, without them. So thanks to them. They do a fantastic job.
Well, it was announced on Friday night that Andrew Sloane is stepping down as A-grade coach of Old Collegians. Our man on the spot, Isaac Frusher, spoke to him on Saturday.
I think I've said it to the girls previously that as well as just coaching a sport, I really love to coach people, and to see some of these players who have gone from, I'm not sure if I'm an A-grade player, to actually being fully fledged in their own right, holding their spot, and looks like we might be playing finals.
Well, there you go. That's an update that I was actually not aware of, Sloane. That's awesome. So it's looking like with the ladder and everything like that, this team could be playing finals.
Yeah, so it'll all come down to next week against Timboon. So we're currently sitting in 5th, and that's a real credit to the ladies who put in so much effort every single week. I've really tried to build a team that respects each other, respects the way that they talk to each other, and the things that they have to offer. Because the more that we share information, and if I miss something and someone else sees it on the court, that's really important to share. And so, as I said, I love to coach people and bring everyone into the fold. Whether they're an A-res player playing up or whatever it might be. But it's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure.
So is that something maybe you're viewing as it could be a reason this A-grade team is looking like playing its first final?
Oh, look, I can only take so much credit. I mean, when you've got players like Rachel Howell that come back to the club, and she's made a huge difference on the court. Empire obviously missed the first season being pregnant, and between the two of them in a defensive position, it's been fantastic. We've had a couple of injuries and a couple of bumpy things along the way, but a credit to every single girl that takes the court. Well, I shouldn't say girl, every single lady that takes the court every single week.
Absolutely, and I know you're talking about your team here, but at the end of the day, it does come down to a good coach. You can't go away from that. It always comes down to a good coach. So I'll give the credit here. Chiz, you're behind the camera, but it comes to a good coach because, as far as I'm aware, you're a great coach, Sloane. So what's sort of your go-to thing before a game? Let's talk about that sort of stuff.
Look, thank you again. I don't feel like I can take too much credit. I really value people at the end of the day. Whatever position people play, whatever sport they play, we're all people at the end of the day, and we all make mistakes. We've got to be able to accept that and move on to the next thing. So, I feel like I've done my my contribution for the last couple of years, and I really want to see these ladies flourish in the next, as long as they can play netball, really. I'll leave it at that, Frush.
We love it. That's awesome, Sloane. And really, to end things up here, I just want to say again from Fitz Media, thank you very much, and from Collegians, thank you for the 2 years that you've done, and it's very much appreciated. And what's looking forward? Is it just resting on your Saturdays come in the following years, or what are you thinking? You're still going to be up here and involved?
Yeah, look, the garden's a bit neglected at the moment, so we'll have to get stuck into that. But no, it's been fantastic, and I know, speaking to my wife Rach, that we'll keep following the netball and keep an eye on where players are and how they're going. So yeah, no, it's been fantastic, and I've enjoyed the club environment as well.
Well, that's Andrew Sloane and Isaac Frusher here from Fitz Media. Once again, thank you, Sloane, for taking the time, and we wish Sloane all the best in his new endeavours in his garden. No, thanks very much, Sloane.
Great to hear from old Collegians and Sloane there, and a fantastic halftime interview by Isaac, brought to you, of course, by SHB Lending.
Isaac did a really good job there. He was only just thrown at it halfway through the second quarter, and he went down there unprepared, and that's what he produced. So super effort by Isaac, and obviously Tony White there at SHB do a fantastic job as well.
And they've had a really good season, old Collegians.
They have.
Probably achieved a bit more than what they probably thought, with a younger side and a few recruits thrown in.
Yeah, but they were
very young goal circle there with the Lennon girls.
Yeah, but they weren't far away last year. They've added a few this year, and just obviously with natural development, they just get better, and onwards and upwards, and their destiny is in their own hands.
Of course. So we'll probably take a look at the netball ladder now. And of course, we see Noranda well out in front over Merivale.
The all-conquering Noranda sitting 10 points and 60% clear on top, and Merivale, like it's going to be,
that Merivale-Allensford game a fortnight ago was an absolute cracking game of netball.
A brutal game of netball.
It was, I think Allensford were down by 10 goals with 10 minutes to go and lost by 2.
And we were getting scores through the earpiece while we were calling the football match, and they're two proud clubs. And you look at the ladder there, Allensford and Dennington 3rd and 4th, and it was a tight battle. Dennington dropping the game to Allensford. That's why the gap's so big if they win that. And I think Allensford have Creek last game, so you'd imagine that they won't drop that game. But then it gets really interesting. Obviously, that 5th spot's still open. 3 teams can still make
which we love
the finals.
We love that.
The scenarios for the next.
Oh, the glasses are on. So
the
that
scenarios for the 5th spot is pretty simple. Old Collegians win, they are in.
Right.
Timboon win, they are in. Calora, on the other hand, have to make up 8%. For starters, they have to beat Dennington. Obviously, Old Collegians play Timboon, so the winner of that is in. But, and this is where the but comes in, the Power play Dennington. They need to win and make up 8% on the winner of the Timboon Old Collegians game. So, the scenario is Collegians win, they're in. Timboon win, they're in. Unless the Power beat Dennington, make up 8% over the winner of the Timboon Old Collegians game. Did I confuse you, Millsy?
Absolutely, but it doesn't take much. But I knew it must have been a serious equation when the glasses came.
Yes, well, it's only because I can't see.
Well, Paul, the days are getting longer, which means only one thing. The finals can't be far away.
Yeah, they're not that far away, mate. You can smell it, almost smell it in the air. And obviously Saturday's weather was a good insight on what we could expect come finals time.
Well, and very importantly, we need to know where those finals are going to be played.
We do. Got to know where we've got to travel to.
Exactly. So this evening, we're joined by League President Kylie Murphy. Welcome aboard, Kylie.
Hi, how are you both?
Good, thanks, Kylie.
Very, very well.
That's good.
Obviously, we've got a couple of rounds, last round this weekend, and then we move into the all-important finals series. Can you announce where they're going to be held for the first and second weeks of the final series?
I certainly can. So Saturday will be at Mortlake, and Sunday then will be at Russell's Creek.
Yep.
And then the following week, it'll all depend on who wins, but it'll be either Old Collegians or Allensford, or the other way around, Allensford or Old Collegians.
So if Russell's Creek happen to beat Allensford in the qualifying final, it'll be at Allensford. But if Allensford beat Merivale, it'll be at Collegians. Is that correct?
Yes, as long as neither of them have a home ground.
Okay. So what happens? Obviously, the top 2 teams, I'm just going to throw a curly one in here. So what happens if Russells Creek beat Allansford. Allansford win, but Old Collegians win at the same time. What happens there?
Geez, you have thrown me there. Then I might have to go to
obviously, it'll actually no, that won't work. It'll be flipped around.
Flipped around.
So what if Allansford lose and Collegians lose? I don't know. Don't worry about it, Kylie. I've confused myself. Yeah, okay.
Too much.
I actually thought too much about it, but obviously we briefly spoke a couple of weeks ago, and it'd be good to get out to Mortlake, to the DC Farron Oval. It's a great surface, and obviously being the Moyne Shire being a sponsor of the league, we're getting out there and supporting the sponsors as well.
Yeah, so Mortlake have been amazing for the last few years, helping us with our finals, and it's a big thank you to the Moyne Shire for letting us have to use that ground and for their sponsorship.
It's a great surface, and it's come a long way from the old days where you used to get changed out the back in the chook shed. And the showers weren't that crash hot, but I do remember getting changed in the chook shed out there.
They've got great facilities out there, which is great, and the netball also. They are allowed to warm up in the cricket net if they need to, or get changed there, because they have got a small netball facility over there, but it's perfect to watch netball.
Excellent. Obviously,
a few other very important dates coming up. We have the Esom Medal / Wilma Wallace Award. What day do we got to put the shirt and tie on for that, I assume?
Oh, do we wear a shirt and tie for that?
Well, I would assume
unless the league want us to come.
There'd have to be commentators in the team of the year.
Yes, we will have you there, as long as you're with a shirt and tie, that's fine. But Monday the 25th is the junior ones, and Wednesday the 3rd of September is the senior presentation night, which can't wait.
The league must be very excited. From a league perspective, you must be very excited for the prospects of the finals. A lot of different clubs involved, and just the feeling around the league. It's a very exciting time.
It is exciting, and I believe we've probably nearly got all 10 clubs going to be represented, so which is amazing. And then we go from there, and just hopefully the crowd will come and support all their teams and all the supporters.
Well, I think even Mortlake last year there was mention that the crowd wasn't very big and free food was being given away, but I thought it was a fantastic crowd. Problem was, last year there was 9 Allansford teams and 5 Russells Creek teams. There was only the same colours there, but I think I love about the District League finals is seeing all the different teams there and the different people, and you see someone from Timboon you hadn't seen for 6 weeks and catch up, and then you become experts on the game of footy with someone else than who you usually sit next to.
Yeah, and that's part and parcel of the final series is seeing the different club colours around and the different supporter going to support, whether it's young Tommy or young Alice, they're playing under 13s or under 12s or whatever the netball age is, up to the adults in the senior netball and the senior football. But contrary to the way it looks, the final series is still wide open, and the league's got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Not just the seniors; it's through all the grades, and there's some grades that are so close with football but netball.
Oh, the netball.
Netball's really good too.
Like even the A-grade netball, anything. There's 3 sides that can still make it come 5:30 Saturday
to the
afternoon.
last round. Until Saturday, which is great.
Yeah,
excitement.
Which is good. Excellent. Which is what you guys want, and what obviously the supporters of the District League want as well. They want excitement, and they want unknown what's going to happen.
Yeah, which is good.
Absolutely. Well, Kylie, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on this evening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your tenure, because when we celebrate the end of your tenure, when we obviously get invited to the
going away party,
we might we might forget to say it. But thank you, and thank you for all your support of Game Day and of Fitzmedia Live, and especially the Selectors.
Thanks, Kylie. Sport's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. I've have worked so hard with Liam for the last few years to get it up and get Warrnambool and District out there. And I really hope this continues on to help and get the support that he needs to keep continue on with advertisers and for all our supporters out there so we can promote the league heaps more. And to you two and to the other commentators that have done so well over the years, thank you so much.
Mate, you look like you need to get something off your chest.
Yeah, mate, I probably do.
Well, lucky, it's time for...
Bloody men, fair income. Everybody can't have it free running all the time, can they? It'd be beautiful if we could go out and away we go.
You know the deal. You have 1 minute and your time starts now.
Thanks, Millsy. Last time I did this, I spoke about young Connor and his glorious mullet. Not tonight. Tonight's about our roads. So you're getting Paul on full-on turbo grumpy. 2 things that's been doing my head in whilst I'm out driving around doing my job. 1 is e-scooters. These are brilliant little things, cheap, fast and fun. At night, not so much. They're bloody kamikaze machines. Here's an idea. Wear high-vis clothing. Actually have lights, and if you don't have them, go and get some, and then turn them on. Before tearing around in dark clothes, no helmets, lights on, you're not Batman. If you can't be seen, we can't miss you, and you'll get hit. Now, Millsy, this brings me to my number 2. Headlights on cars, or should I say no headlights on cars. If the sun's going down, turn them on. It's not a riddle. You probably own a car that has automatic lights. Use them. And if they don't, congratulations, you've got an operating switch. It's right there, next to the steering wheel, or even on your indicator stalk. It's not that bloody hard. The champions of stupidity are drivers of dark SUV cars. No lights, zooming around like they're stealth bombers. You should have yours on most of the time. Your car's the same colour as the road. We've had enough tragedy lately in the southwest, so here is my new local rule, Millsy. When the big thing in the sky is clocking off or is clocked off, it's time for your lights to clock on. It's not rocket science. It's not a trick question. It's just common sense.
Wowee, that was...
But it's true.
You are not wrong.
The amount of times that I see people, especially after especially between the months of June through to August, the days are shorter, it gets dark, you need to be seen. And just turn your blade lights on, it's not hard. And then obviously the e-scooters, don't get me started reversing out of the car parks, out of the parallel parks when there's no room in the roundabouts. Oh, that's another topic for another day.
Well, hopefully you feel better after that.
I do, my heart's still pounding, but it's calming down.
It's going to be a tough one to follow whoever's turn's next.
Sucks to be next.
But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight on the Selectors. And once again, it's a massive thank you to our sponsors, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Gleesons Real Estate, the Vet Group, Roma Britnell MP, and our guests.
Yeah, it was fantastic to have Robbie Hare, Dylan Herbertson, Andrew Sloane, and obviously Kylie giving us the rundown of where the finals are for the upcoming games in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you for your insight tonight and analysis, Paul. Always appreciated.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Millsy.
And we will see you on game day this Saturday as we do the Heart Kids round as Allansford take on Russells Creek.